Welcome back to the page. I'm Cole Marcus Cash. With me is, he doesn't even need an introduction, YouTube extraordinary Jimmy Macram.
Yes, sir.
These are our rundowns for the April 28th edition of all Elite Recaps Wednesday Night Dynamite. Where do we start? We'll try to go somewhat in order here.
Okay, this is just things you hated?
This is we avoid positivity at all costs.
Put it on a t-shirt.
On this channel in general. You can get that anywhere else, particularly two different channels over in the UK. Our mutual friend that has his own channel, right?
Indeed.
They give you positive and negatives. I want to focus on the negatives without being so over the top that it reminds you of a old can't let go of the past guy in Kentucky.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Completely accurate.
Right. Without any of the vitriol that's added to it, just the actual negatives.
Oh, okay. So, non-vitriolic. I'll keep that in mind for the first 10 seconds.
Let's keep, no biases or grudges or things that are not PC. Well, it's not PC regardless, but things that are not so egregious. You can fill in your own blanks with Kentucky Man.
Indeed.
We'll try to go in order though. Orange Cassidy and Penta Zero. I'm not saying the whole name. He's Penta Zero. Was this a match?
It was gross.
This felt like a segment that was in a ring.
Like a really long segment.
Like way too long.
Who was worse?
Orange, Penta, I don't know.
I'm gonna say Orange Cassidy because he was going to put his hand in his pocket while he was in a submission hold.
And then the arm bar. Penta Zero was going for the arm breaker thing he does. And his way of escaping somehow was putting his hand in his pocket.
I don't remember what I did if I turned it off or I hit fast forward. I definitely did something, but I was over it at that point.
You hit, luckily you hit the fast forward times 1 and you didn't speed through it. So you could still generally make out what's happening.
I like Orange Cassidy, but anytime I'm supposed to take him seriously, it bothers me. I just want to enjoy him and be ridiculous. Like, he pops up in the backstage area or something, or Statlander. Or anytime he's fucking wrestling an actual wrestler who's being ridiculous. Yeah. And he's got a manager who's being more ridiculous and interfering and fucking cutting the promo while we're fucking... Yeah, alright, that's it. I'm out. I'm tapping. I got it for you.
See, I think, and for those exact reasons, just about, I think Penta Zero was the worst one in this situation.
Because it says, fuck you.
Because I think there's more hope for Penta Zero. I think there's more at stake for Penta Zero. I think he's more entertaining at the moment.
Wow.
Orange Cassidy, we've driven him into the mud, right? We rode that truck till the wheels fell off. Right? It's stale. It's the same shtick over. It's the same spots even within the matches. Oh, his hands in his pockets and he does an arm drag. I know why Tony Schiavone's so impressed. That's one of his spots. And then he hits the hands in the pockets front dropkick thing, and then he does the kip up after that. That's one of his spots. It happens every time he has an official match. There's no newness to him. Orange Cassidy, to be clear, I'm a fan. He's a great novelty act. He is not whatsoever an every week on television act. This is a guy who randomly pops up like once a month or something. And he's just backstage doing just backstage in scene when things are happening or something otherwise. But he shouldn't be in the ring more than 12 times a year for television. Like,
Jesus, okay.
Maybe pay-per-views, I guess.
I'm in agreement.
Yeah. So, I don't have as much faith or expectations anymore with this Orange Cassidy character anymore. Thank you, Chris Jericho.
That's really what did it.
Because it's over. Penta, meanwhile, it's fresh, it's new. We don't even get him with Alex Abrahantes every week because sometimes he's randomly with Pac or Ray Phoenix, and there's no need for Alex for whatever reason, even though he could talk for all three of them.
Which would be hilarious.
Right? He doesn't need to talk for Pac.
That would be the most hilarious part.
He could talk. Pac says, They know what I said.
Don't fucking speak for me.
They know what I said. But yeah, that's something that can still go somewhere. So to me, to see him have to go into the ring with Orange Cassidy at this point in Orange Cassidy's television career, for Penta Zero, which is amazing because I'm not the biggest Penta Zero fan in the world
at all. You thought it was a 43-year-old mess.
Yeah,
36-year-old wrestler in his prime. Jesus.
I don't know where you go with that. I do want to try to figure out what I generally do is where does this go? Is this a Death Triangle? Well, they've established it's kind of a Death Triangle best friends thing, right? But like, what then? Like, what the best friends and Pac and Phoenix have a tag match if they haven't already. I wouldn't even remember. There's a trios match that's got to come up, right? Right? Is it an 8-person tag? Because Alex and Statlander are involved somehow?
Oh, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that for Statlander. I know the guy from Kentucky really doesn't like women being up men, except when he's in the bedroom. But
or his little dog pockets.
But whenever a woman does go up a man, they do get a huge bump. Sable Power on Merrill might have ended his career, but it did wonders for fucking Sable. Did it not?
It is career immediately too.
Isn't that that's like the second biggest spot I can remember from Sable? First is hands on tits, right?
I was gonna say the reveal for the Playboy cover, which you kind of like.
I guess I give you that one. Hands tits 1, Playboy I give you 2. Third is the powerbomb. Yeah. Like I would love to see Statlander fuck up
Alex Abrahantes.
Instead of like forcing out this, still not stuck.
It's a unique last name to be fair. Alex, you should at least remember.
I got nothing for you. I don't know why.
I want to see a Big Bang Theory on Alex.
I love this finisher.
I love that finisher. But that's not what the channel's about. Yeah, I don't know about you. I don't really care to see, like maybe the Statlander thing makes it better. I don't really care to see this feud between Best Friends and Death Triangle.
I feel like we're done. We should be done with it.
We should be. But then, is that worse? Because where the hell does any of these people go? Penta just had a thing with Cody that went nowhere, and then now Orange Cassidy. If we're done with that, like how much further down the card do we go with Penta Zero?
Orange Cassidy can go off and be Statlander's manager.
Boyfriend? Hopefully, allegedly?
Yeah.
Not saying anything, I'm just saying like on camera.
On camera. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. And to be honest, unfortunately, don't really care.
It don't look good for either one of them.
Yeah, everything feels kind of clogged up, specifically in the tag team division. Like there's a lot going on. I don't see Pac, Phoenix, or Penta making any inroads there.
Like if Tony Khan was Vince McMahon, or Vince McMahon Tony Khan, however you want to phrase that. At this point, right now, Penta Zero and Orange Cassidy are risked for being wished well in their future endeavors at this point, right?
In particular, I think you and I enjoy the Alex
significantly more than the Penta.
Yeah. That was not good.
So. Yeah. Like if you didn't have a guy who was hiring everybody, you'd be pretty high up on that firing list.
Indeed. Is that all we hated? I don't know. It's not all I hated.
That's not all we hated.
Okay.
I'm trying to think in order.
Bucks.
Young Bucks. Right. What was the first thing of the night?
Page and Cage.
Oh yeah, that was great. Okay.
Yeah,
Young Bucks. Oh, you enjoyed the limo promo.
I thought it was fine.
I was okay with it.
Omega did too much talking for my taste.
Omega did a little too much talking. Him being the one to sue while everybody else is in ridiculous gear. Luke Gallows licking his biceps about 6 times.
Yeah, we can't talk about that because that was actually good. I don't know why. Don't ask me why it was good. It shouldn't be. It's gross. It's ridiculous. It just worked.
But it's
called committing to it.
It's just so it's just ridiculous.
Are they supposed to be? What's the nice word for the R word?
Special?
Yeah. I thought they were the nerdy version of NWO. Are they the special version of NWO? And they always take too many chair shots?
Maybe. Can't account for what's happened in the land of the rising sun.
So you didn't like it?
I didn't particularly love it. I think it dragged a little bit. The Nakazawa being scared, or not even scared, just being aloof and hitting the wrong button. And that's scaring everybody, and everybody's making these faces at the camera. Which might be my biggest problem with it, is just the need that the camera is there, so we're just going to make silly faces at the camera incessantly. As you'll see in the match that we had with the Young Bucks versus Matt and Mikeseidel.
Why do you say Michael different? Mike. That fucking asshole. He didn't even do anything. He's a yogi. Leave him alone. He's smoking pot and doing yoga and flipping. He's not hurting anybody.
Listen, before a few months ago, probably nobody knew. Alright, let me paraphrase. Not paraphrase, let me rephrase. Nobody that watches strictly American wrestling television knew there was a Mikeseidel. Because his resume says, like, Dragon Gate and, like, I would want to say maybe Ring of Honor, but who's watching Ring of Honor, like, now? I didn't know this guy existed in life. I never heard him having a brother. Never heard Mikeseidel. I'm getting confused now. Never heard Mikeseidel having a brother. And all the times when he had a career, that wasn't a joke.
But see, that bothersome to you?
Huh?
See that bothersome to you?
He's really bad.
He's not really bad. He's really bad in comparison to Mike, I guess. I mean, Matt. I'm doing it too.
He's
fine.
The only thing that's star-worthy about Mikeseidel are the tattoos on the left side of his back.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Those fucking, and the fact I can say those star tattoos, and everybody gets the reference because you've seen those fucking tattoos 100 fucking places. Usually, like on the back of a girl's ear, like here. And that's the only place it should be, and even then, this guy said, he's a weirdo. We're in agreement. A little too much pot spiked with fentanyl or whatever. Yeah, what you mean a little hard on that?
He's not that good, man.
I mean, he's not that good. Is he bad?
Does he need to be on Dynamite? Does he need to be on their A show? The A show, the #2 company, by default, in the US?
QT Marshall. Dustin Rhodes. Billy Gunn. I'm missing out. Who's wrestling?
This is just this week, by the way.
Yes.
Austin Gunn.
Austin Gunn.
Brandon Cutler.
Colt Gunn. Brandon Cutler. Michael Nakazawa. Forget the people on the other fucking team. What's Bailey's boyfriend?
Aaron so
all these guys can be on TV? You mad at Mikeseidel being on TV?
To be clear, I don't want any of them on TV in a match. To be very clear, specifically about a couple.
I don't hate Bailey's boyfriend. He does, so I'll give a point.
He's bad. That's a hill I'll die on. He's bad. Listen, I'm not saying, I'm gonna make a list actually of who I want fired the most. And by the way, gold medals, Marco Stunney, silver medals, Ryo Mizunami.
That'll be your fucking, your Jericho list.
Yeah.
Bailey's boyfriend, Marco Stunney. Goldust, Marco Stunney.
Dustin Rhodes, Marco Stunney. Yeah, I think for every one person, Ryo Mizunami gets mentioned twice, Marco Stunney gets mentioned 3 times.
Why do you haters? No, know what? This is, okay. We're talking about AEW. And this particular...
At least somebody said the wherewithal to banish her to the YouTube show.
Oh my... How bad is your world title match got to be for you to get banished immediately to the secondary show?
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Oh, that was
Never again.
I didn't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. Ouch.
No, that was on me.
But yeah, like it's not a good composition. But Mikeseidel should also not be here.
To be fair, I thought he was not the worst part of the match.
Oh, of course not, because he's wrestling the Young Bucks.
I like Nick.
Nick's alright. But personal views maybe aside, his relentless hanging onto his hair aside, the outfits aside.
There's a whole lot going aside.
Oh,
Brother aside.
the poles and the money that would explode in when they come out, like all that stuff aside, his brother. Bro.
I really don't know how that would be at this part, to be honest.
On the list of people I hate.
Okay.
The highest ranking person who's not an obvious, clear, specific jobber.
Okay.
It's Matthew Jackson.
So he's the highest ranking person you hate.
Yeah. He's the most important person I hate on my list. He is gross, egregious. The most effective heel they have in the company now. Because I hate him. Like, I wish negative things on him personally, outside of wrestling, because I hate him. And the sad part is, he's only done his job well, like 3 weeks now. Because he was a face before this, when he's made me hate him.
I will admit, I thought he's done his job well the last couple of weeks. He was hateable. I didn't hate him, because I enjoy hateable people on TV.
What do we do? We love Saul.
Awful people. He just turned Saul, by the way. Finale season 4.
We still got some catch up to do. Season 5 is great.
Yeah. But this week, to me, Matt went a little overboard, which is saying a lot for Matt. For him to go overboard, he worked at it.
It's like impressive. Like, I'll give you that. I can give you a compliment. It's impressive. Like, how do you out shit yourself?
I don't understand how you could do it with your brother right there at the proper level of douchiness. That you could just match his douchiness, and you'd be fine.
It's gotta be Matt doesn't think Nick's douchey enough. And doesn't think Nick has it in him.
Or he's overcompensating because Nick has got all the talent, so you feel like he has to be the character.
You ain't it, Chief. You were significantly not it.
Put on a t-shirt.
In fact, in storyline, you guys are with Don Callis. I'm gonna go on a limb. It's for a reason. You guys can't talk. You guys don't have a good personality. And I don't mean that personally. I mean that even for promos. You guys need Don Callis to speak for you, and then subsidized Kenny Omega to speak for you. And then you need these two guys that don't even wrestle here. They have like one match here. The Good Brothers. They're to take some attention off of you because of the camera focused on your face for too long. You might lose all those rating bumps you get every time you bring in somebody new or old or famous.
Jesus. Not a fan of the Young Bucks, gotcha.
Matt Jackson's directly responsible for every time they drop under $1 million.
Okay.
It's just a fact. Like, it's not, but it's
might as well be.
It's like the gum chewing or fake gum chewing stuff, faces at the camera. He did a Mortal Kombat spot in this match because relevancy to pop culture, right? And then we have to have Excalibur on commentary going something Johnny Cage something, right? Because it's not obvious enough. We got to just beat you upside the head with it also. And then we have their special appointed designated referee, Richard Knox.
Boy, they do him dirty. They do him so dirty. What do you call it, twin magic?
It's supposed to be twin magic.
Except they're not twins.
At all.
At all.
They don't even look alike. In fact, one has a beard.
And guess what? Guess who noticed? Rick Knox did. And guess who could do nothing about it?
To be fair, he didn't at first.
Matt was covering his head with his hair. They popped up.
I don't know if I have not paid enough attention to it to even know this on top. But now I have to rewind the show to figure it out. But correct me if I'm wrong, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson's hair is not even the same either, right?
Matt's hair is significantly darker, I believe, yes. I got a lot of things going on. I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that. This seems weird. I can't quite
Only
tell.
got 4 guys to pay attention to, by the way.
I can't quite tell what's going on here. Matt pops up. You're not goddamn Nick Jackson. That's Nick Jackson. And there was no tag. Okay, continue the match.
Just let it go.
What am I supposed to do? Why do they treat this man like this? I'm putting that out there. I don't care what SP3 says. I don't care what Dave Meltzer says. I don't care what Wade Keller says. Rick Knox has fucked one of the Bucks' wives. That is a fact. Period.
You want to put that on my channel?
Yes. It's a fact. Write it down.
The words of Jimmy Macram does not explicitly represent those of the channel.
There is no other reason that they're treating him as badly as they do. Frequently. All the time. All the time. I can't think of another reason. You have one, I'm willing to hear it.
I think Matt Jackson's just a shit enough person that he specifically does this to Rick Knox for his own kicks and giggles.
Oh my god. You had a theory before that maybe Rick Knox was really bad at his job, so they're like mocking him for being bad at his job. I think Rick Knox is the nicest guy in the world, and they're just gonna be douches to him, because fuck that guy. That makes a lot more sense to me.
Or Rick Knox is like a very public liberal Democrat, and the Young Bucks just aren't having that. And so they just have him look like a complete jerk off in every match possible. Can we find out the political status of Rick Knox? I think I'm on something.
Are the Young Bucks the other way?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are. In fact, I want to say they also contributed with Jericho to Trump.
That is somehow shocking to me. Because they kind of play the exact opposite. And like these, you know what? Never mind. I've said before that fucking Nick Jackson, like he drives a Porsche and fucking runs people over. And his dad gets him out of trouble. Holy shit, he just educated me on something. You still here, huh?
Say something, don't it? Can't stand this guy. Makes all conservatives look bad.
That's hilarious. Jesus. Okay. My mind is blown. All over the place. This just proves that two types of people can get along. Because there's no way Kenny Omega's in that group. There's just no way. None.
To be fair, he probably only votes in Japan. If they vote there, I don't even know if they do.
I love the honesty. Don't even know.
Don't know.
Couldn't even tell you.
To be fair, Kenny Omega probably doesn't know. He's probably busy reading comics or something.
Anime. Manga, brother.
Definitely manga.
Have you done trashing the Young Bucks? Jesus. I think you turned me on the Young Bucks. I already hated them. How's that even possible? I hate them even more now. They're the definition of fucking, I'm gonna stop this shit channel.
Shitty people.
Shit channel, I'm stop.
You know, it's fun now. It's fun when I don't do it.
Like I said, but to be fair, and I am a liberal, but to be fair, if socialism were wrestlers, it would be the Young Bucks. That's like who they are. Their whole fucking company's built on like this crowdfunding thing.
And also them stealing everybody else's business. They're like part DX, they're part rockers, they're part now in the Special NWO.
I'm joking. I don't want to offend any liberals or more, and probably your wrestling fan, conservatives. Or Republicans more likely. Even though conservatives.
You're a wrestling fan, probably liberal. More than anything else.
No. You read some of these fucking wrestling comment sections?
Well, if you're an AEW fan.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Probably.
That's fair. That's fair. So, yeah.
The Republicans watch Vince.
Obviously, I've said the N-word more than a few times.
Nah, AEW fans are like, no, it's great, everybody loves each other, hire everybody, give everybody a job, don't ever fire anybody. It's a pandemic. Nobody should be fired, no matter how bad they stink, even though I don't think they stink. And by the way, let's give a kid everything he ever wants. Always. Even 4 months later.
What else on hate? Jesus. All right.
Fast forward. Pinnacle we didn't hate. Statlander Ford we didn't hate.
No. Moxley,
Kingston,
and
Nakazawa. I mean,
I didn't hate it. Yeah, it dragged. I
didn't hate it. There's gonna be a tag match next week, so I guess.
I assume we're not doing any of those oil spots we did the last time Omega and Nakazawa had a tag team match on Dynamite.
To be fair, I haven't seen him really doing that with him in the khakis or whatever dress pants.
Okay, apparently Tony Khan only had to see that once.
Oh no. He's seen it a multitude of times because he's a dark fixture for a little bit.
And he does it well.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried to give Dummy Concert credit.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It was very much a thing. I think it was the rebranding because he's not even Michael Nakazawa at the moment. He's MT Nakazawa because he's Kenny Omega's personal QT Marshal, and now he wears a suit and a headset in the ring. He wrestles with a headset during his match, and somehow that's allowed as well. But yeah, they just play that up.
Ah, okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, the oil might ruin the pants. I assume they only gave him one pair.
I know you're being very facetious with all this, but I gotta be honest, this all sounds hilarious to me.
I'm not even being that facetious. I genuinely think they only gave him one pair.
I'm sure he can buy some fucking khakis. Thank you, sir. I'm sure he can afford some khakis. You said he has 2 jobs. I
believe he does.
He can afford a pair of Dickies, like Jesus.
To be fair, Cigarette Penny don't know how long this gig will last.
Well, we had a nice rating last week and a nice rating for that. It was NXT anyway.
Yeah, but after a while, you gotta realize that Nakazawa's only gonna be so useful. Particularly in the ring, if he does have 2 jobs, one of those jobs, that should end sooner than later. Also on my firing list.
Nakazawa?
Oh yeah.
Even after Dungeon?
That's
a nice guy I am. Fucking one word just buys you months and months and months away.
To be fair, you can
do if anyone
not be a wrestler. Yeah, and you could be not a wrestler. It'd be a backstage thing. You pay him less.
Fair enough. Is it time to rant about Brody Lee yet? Let me know. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can talk about your boy.
Which boy?
Billy's boyfriend and that tag match.
Right. Bailey's ex-boyfriend.
Thank you. BB, you call him.
BXB? BEB?
BXB. BXB sounds like actually a kind of cool name.
Yeah. Oh, so that's too good for him. Aaron
did.
Aaron's so low on the totem pole. He.
His last name is Solo?
Yes.
Solo. Okay, cool, Solo.
Yeah. Solo. Ironic, because he is now.
Oh shit!
Because you lost the moneymaker in the household.
And to be fair, not a bad looking one either.
Yeah. And you guys were together for like what, 8 years, engaged for like 3 or whatever. Like,
wait a minute.
They were together for a minute, and they were engaged for a minute.
When did she get hot? Like
popular or moneymaker?
Yeah.
When did we go to NXT Takeover in Brooklyn?
2015,
16.
He held on that long? So he's been with her for most of the hot run.
Yeah. In fact, I think he's been with her entire WWE run.
How did he fuck that up? So you would think when she got hot, he fucked it up.
Stupid.
Let me be fair. He's a guy. You just gotta not get caught.
Like, I was expecting at some point maybe Bailey found somebody better. And I'm still waiting for that story.
Or to be fair.
The only thing that makes sense.
It ain't difficult. Just fucking take a look around.
Yeah, just fucking walk backstage to SmackDown.
Just fucking pop your head out of the locker room like Bill Clinton. You!
I did not. Except Bailey, I did. Because look at this guy.
That's not nice. I still don't say we're still mad about this guy.
He's first of all, he's puny.
Puny strong.
He
looks like a grown man.
No, he's pretty small.
Pretty small like how? Short, skinny, what?
Just no builds. Like
slight.
Like
Darby?
Slight. I was thinking Hook, but sure.
So you gave it to Darby too? Darby's a goddamn star.
Darby is a star.
Super talented.
Darby is a star. There's an exception to every pattern.
Okay.
Aaron Solo.
Jungle Boy.
Exception to every pattern.
How many exceptions we got? The exceptions not a goddamn pattern anymore.
To be fair, there's 2 exceptions. To be fair, they have a lot of guys with a pattern. So these could be 2 separate patterns.
That's hilarious. Okay, continue.
Just about everybody else though. They don't have any of the gifts that Jungle Jack Perry or Darby Allin have.
Okay, Solo does not? I
haven't seen it. If he does, being on television in a new faction 3 weeks, 4 weeks old now, it'd be a hell of a time to bring it out. No?
He's too busy getting punched by Billy Gunn.
Yeah, and thrown into barricades by Billy Gunn.
You almost call him Billy Cunt?
Billy Gunn.
To be fair, he deserves it. I'm saying.
Oh.
I don't know Billy Gunn. It's definitely Austin Cunt though.
It's definitely Austin Cunt. Colton I like, actually, but...
From the dropkick I saw, I guess he was alright.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's your dad, because I don't see it in the other one.
Jeez.
I don't see it in the other one at all.
Yeah, Mama Gun got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
With this one.
Yeah, one's chip off the old block. One's a whole new block.
This is not a block. This is the Milkman's block.
This is not the block, yeah, at all. Like, Road Dogg? That Road Dogg?
Jesus! That was rude and mean to the Road Dogg.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, Solo's thing, he slights. He's easily forgettable. And it says a lot because this is a match that had QT Marshall in it, and Dustin Rhodes in it in 2021, and Billy Gunn in it in 2021, and Big Shot Elite Johnson, which has promised, but he's not on the stage for matches on Dynamite.
Jesus, what is a man to do to get on Dynamite?
A
I got a goddamn Brian Cage to get on Dynamite?
A character, at least.
Big Shotty.
That's
I
not.
have a cool urban name.
That's not a character. In fact, that's setting us back a little bit.
It is, quite frankly. It might be his idea. I don't care.
Yeah. Get rid of it. I think it is. I think the video package explanation is that it was a childhood nickname or something, which is even more like no get rid of because it's a childhood nickname or something you grew up with. Like, lose that.
I gotta be honest. I don't care if his dead great grandmother gave it to him. I don't care. You're on TV. And yes, I went great grandmother. I want to say something that might be disrespectful. I'm assuming his dead great grandmother did give it to him. But yeah, come on. I got it.
Yeah.
Move on.
It's the only one in this match that should be on Dynamite at this point is Nick Camarado. And you're not sold. I'm torn about him with tassels.
Tassels look ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's big enough to pull it off. Like when you're so big and badass that you can wear whatever you want kind of deal.
To me, tassels you are a super duper star when you wear tassels. Man, granted, it's the only person I've ever seen wear them as a warrior. I'm sure somebody else.
See, I think in 2021, I think all the way the other way. When you're a tassel, when you're wearing tassels, it's just like you're just being eccentric for the sake of being eccentric because there's nothing else about you. Like Aaron Solo should probably be wearing tassels. In fact, you could probably tie up his hair with the tassels.
That's not where I thought you were going. Tie up his pink slip with tassels.
Only. Second thing he'd lose this year.
But shit.
Ding dong, goodbye.
Clever. Yeah, Caitlin's got a great body. I don't know why we would add things to it.
You gotta do something. Just do something different. You gotta put blue on Nick Camarado because QT Marshall's wearing blue.
Okay.
And Aaron Solo's wearing blue. And Dustin Rhodes. Wait, Dustin Rhodes is not in the factory. Why is he wearing blue?
Because he started with.
Why is he wearing the same shade of blue? What are we doing?
How about his face paint?
Huh?
How about his face paint?
Oh, right. He went back to the half face,
I
right?
didn't notice this. What the fuck?
The zipper mouth thing's already gone. The 1 week he had it.
I guess he really don't like it. Or somebody really don't like it. Fair enough. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was a nice change of pace.
It's something different.
Whatever.
But no, we got to go back to doing the same thing and double down on the same thing because we look like our enemies.
He was wearing blue first.
Then don't give the factory
They
blue.
should have picked a different fucking color.
Then don't give the factory blue.
They should have worn red or some shit.
Either way. Or, well, I don't even know what the opposite of blue would be. Purple? Like, I don't know. Just, that's a Tony Khan thing, right?
Like costume design on that big of a scale, yes. That's Tony Khan's fault.
For new group, new faction,
Indeed.
their look.
That's yes. You have to have your hands on that.
Like I know, like the wrestlers of AEW have their own creative suggestions. I'm not gonna say their own creative will, their own creative suggestions, but at some point you gotta go. Well, you look like you got it together.
Right.
You look like Dustin's gonna turn on the family also.
He should. Yes, Tony Khan should treat them like before. I'm not sure they're now, but NFL jerseys. Like you can pick between 80 and 88 or 89. Your wide receiver. You can pick between these colors. That's it. No blue because.
Yeah, that's off the list.
It's already covered. Sorry.
Blue's off the list. I'm sorry. In fact, red and blue's off the list because that's the Nightmare family. Which is why I think you go purple, because it's the combination of red and blue.
I gotta be honest. It might have been the fact that you went to the gym. Your ideas tonight have not been awful. You had a few solid ones in a row.
I think it's because you went to the gym. You've been more receptive.
I don't hate that as a response either. He's on a roll. Yeah, I hate this whole segment. Everybody involved, except for Go-Go.
Yeah.
Who I just want to call Go-Go. But the old part's wrong on me.
Yeah.
Ironically, the only person not wearing blue. Goddamn star.
He's wearing one of those tuxedo vest things. Wasn't it purple? Or was that like lavenderish? Or...
I said it was like beige.
Was it beige?
What the fuck he always wears?
I gotta go back and watch. Thought it had like a snazzy color about it.
You know what was purple? Billy Gunn's ribs. That pushed his nipples clean. I know that's all positive things, but I just want to talk about it again.
You know what was purple?
What?
My eyes from being so bloodshot. Watching the factory go into the tunnel and QT Marshall stand behind for whatever reason, just looking in the ring.
Just looking dumb.
Just looking at her, just being dumb, QT Marshall. To be assaulted by two sons of a gun. And them fighting off, which I hadn't realized until I watched other podcasters or YouTubers or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this was a thing within AEW, and this is one of their classic tropes. But just fighting off and disappearing with a fight, but not fully disappearing, just going into the parking lot, kind of, right? Before Nick Caveman Camarado comes back and try to help him out a bit. And then QT goes further towards the parking lot, which is not where they were going originally, by the way, because they have to go get their stuff through the tunnel in the locker room. But he's still going out to the parking lot, so screw his bag or whatever's in the locker room. And randomly walk up to the Nightmare Family's tour bus, because they have a tour bus, because they're that...
Not Nightmare Family, this is
that important.
Factory's tour bus, right?
No. It had the face on it.
I thought it had that factory, that giant triangle.
No, it had Cody's tattoo on it.
Oh, okay.
Now I gotta go back and look at it. But I remember seeing
that.
I remember seeing the little skull thing.
I could be right. It's a tour bus.
It's egregious regardless. If it's the Nightmare Families and QT's walking up to it, or if it's the factories and Cody Rhodes is in it, regardless somehow.
No, that'd be fair.
It's yuck both ways. But here comes Cody Rhodes because he hasn't been on TV in a little bit, so we gotta get him back on television.
To be fair, he's the only person I thought out of this group who deserved to be on TV, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all just raving for Cody's big return for this feud he's gonna have with QT Marshall. This blow-off match that we're definitely gonna have now after this blow-off moment on top of the tour bus with a figure four out of Crossroads, not throwing him off the tour bus, and he lands splats on the pavement on a recorded episode. This vile figure four that he's gonna put he's gonna put QT Marshall in as referee Aubrey Edwards, who was on the ground level, not breaking up the fight, climbs up to the top of the tour bus with them, pleading for Cody to let go of that devastating figure four that Cody Rhodes has beat like maybe 4 people with.
Cody's not really good at this at all.
Oh, Cody's really bad at this.
He's really bad at understanding situations.
Which is dumbfounding because one of our biggest Cody Rhodes compliments in his career is his character work.
Indeed. But to be fair, that's big picture stuff. Little picture stuff, he stinks at. You mean that, first of all, the last good Cody Rhodes moment to me is the getting, that was way too long. That getting whipped by Wardlow and MJF.
Oh, yeah.
And then the moonsault off the top onto Wardlow.
I don't even count that because that was in a match.
And after all that build up to get his hands on MJF, he opens the match with a collar and elbow tie-up. That's when I was done with Cody Rhodes. It's like, this is basic shit here. You've been dying to kill this guy, and you're gonna lock up. He just doesn't get this stuff. He just doesn't compute. Or something. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of things going on, maybe he's just distracted.
I think all those hits to the head.
It's entirely possible.
Is definitely gonna Cody Rhodes, because whatever it was He lost it.
He lost it.
It's gone.
Nah, baby, that's somebody.
This is the guy that made Stardust work. This is the guy that had the paper bag gimmick work. The clear face mask gimmick work.
What about Dashing?
Dashing, I was getting to Dashing.
Waiting for it.
And Legacy and
the ROH Cody Rhodes.
ROH with the Kiss My Ring because he had the ring up there.
How did he do that? He was the man for a while.
He was amazing.
To be fair, he had a nice run.
And it's over. It's over now. Move over. It's anybody else's turn now.
But not you, BEB.
Yeah, it's not the list of. It's like 20 people deep at this point. It's so sad. People I'd fire immediately. Yeah, I don't get Cody's thought process. Like, I'm curious to think about this and think of what 1980s or 70s or 60s or 50s or not 90s. I think Cody Rhodes wasn't watching wrestling at that point. But what 80s or earlier segment or feud this is he's trying to channel. Okay, I can't think of an old storyline that had a tour bus that we climbed on top of to do a submission hold on. And not even like a new creative one that's just one that's been bestowed upon him at some point somehow. And I'm assuming that it was. I don't even know for a fact it was bestowed upon him. I think he just started doing it.
We really went off on that one. It's not the worst part of the night to me.
We mentioned Big Shotty Lee Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And how we didn't care if his dead great grand whoever gave him that name.
Right, that's correct.
But if they did, at least they're not referencing that on television. Particularly 4 months after they died. Well, we are going to mention.
Yeah.
We're going to preface it, by the way. We're going to preface this with a video package for this big, imposing looking dude. That's going to start with this 10-year-old child popping out from behind him and standing in front of him. Couldn't even tell you what was said after that. Because why do we continue to put this kid on television? I don't care what Amanda Huber said, that he's not being exploited and he's having fun and he's a part of the family and whatever other horseshit argument you want to make. This kid does not belong here. He does not. Brody Lee died in December. You had your tribute show. Fine. It was Brody Lee Jr.'s birthday at some point in January, even though you fucked that up too because you booked it like 2 weeks late or something. Fine. If there's some sort of anniversary, like maybe Brody Lee Sr. birthday or something, and you want to make a thing of that, whatever, I guess. The man been dead 4 months, right? This charity case that was the Brody Lee Jr. contract, essentially, and everything that's come because of it, not with it, because of it. It's been 4 months already. How long are we going to beat this into the ground? I thought I was disgusted hearing this kid on commentary randomly once or twice every week on YouTube. Granted, not on Dynamite, on YouTube, but still. And seeing him just randomly ringside or in a backstage segment with the Dark Order every so often on Dynamite. I didn't think they could do worse than this, but did you see what they did this week?
I did. And I gotta be honest.
The kid wasn't enough.
The kid you just thrashed. It bothered me to see him. I'm gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about this. But I know what the right answer is. The right answer is he's having fun. He's a kid. He's over, I guess.
Because that's what we're presenting on this wrestling show.
He's not hurting anybody, so fine, have him on the show. But I gotta be completely honest. My immediate reaction was, and he was here for the capture witness. It was the groan, quite frankly.
And he put his head in his palm.
It was just ugh. And then it just got worse from there. I saw Brody Lee's face.
Senior.
Senior's face. Brody Lee Senior's face. Now, Brody Lee's been dead for 4 months. By all accounts, Brody Lee is a fantastic person. Everybody loves this guy. And I have no reason to believe otherwise. And he's a good wrestler, quite frankly, which is what I really care about. Great character. But using somebody's death to push forward a wrestling storyline is gross. And that's the end of it. I don't want to hear otherwise. I don't want to hear wife
Amanda Huber.
Don't want to hear her say she gave the okay. I don't care about Brody Lee Jr. giving the okay. I don't care about friends and family giving the okay. As a principal, it is generally gross. Because Brody Lee can't give the okay because Brody Lee is not here. It's awful. Unless it was in his last will's testament, feel free to fucking exploit my death as you please. It's gross.
I also want to hear that on commentary or see a visual of that.
Yes. And I won't put it on JR because JR might fuck it up. But give it to Excalibur to say we have full rights because Brody Lee says it's okay for us to fuck with his legacy. That's what you should say. With those exact words, by the way. It's gross.
To fuck.
To fuck with his legacy because we want to pop a rating. And nobody gives a fuck about 10 in and of itself, so we're going to use that guy to kind of give it a bump.
And to be clear, I didn't like this when this was the catalyst for Rey Mysterio Jr. winning a world title.
Oh.
Right? Because he and Eddie had a special relationship of whatever sort, so let's give Rey Mysterio a world heavyweight title just because Eddie died, right? And then continue to do so a couple times after. Brody Lee Jr. though.
We're back to kid. Oh my god.
No, sorry. I'm just so used to saying that. Brody Lee Sr. though. A didn't just die, right? He died 4 months ago. Wasn't like last week, last month, whatever. Right? And B, as gross as it is, when Vince did it, and he did it shitty reasoning, I'm not going to give him credit, shitty reasoning, but he did it with the intent of making officially a new star with Rey Mysterio as a new world champion. You give this video package hyping up Preston 10 Vance with dead Brody Lee Sr., right? You make sure to include underage, pint-sized Brody Lee Jr. in it as well, because we got to hit all the boxes.
Can't get that right.
And then we have him go up against Darby Allin for the secondary title and still lose. I understand Darby's a star.
He is.
I also understand that they are significantly trying to play catch up on making his title reign mean anything because it started off abysmal.
Agreed.
They also don't really like the super short title reigns. But you just you bastardized and exploited
Indeed.
Brody Lee's death. You're still exploiting his kid. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, I'm down on that hill. Twitter loves me when I say it. Simon Miller blocked me for it, quite frankly, on Twitter. They're exploiting his kid. Everybody just happened to be okay with it.
Is it exploitation? Everyone was okay with it.
It's accepted exploitation. I don't. That feels nearly political. You got both of them, and then you don't put this secondary title on Preston Vance, who's got a build. It's not Aaron Solo winning the belt, right? It's Preston. He's imposing looking. He's got a nice full Nelson finisher thing.
You put over Darby?
At this point, yes.
Jesus.
Because Darby, I think, needs to lose that belt. I think it's been piss poor of a title reign. So get rid of it, start fresh. Maybe he blames Sting for it. They have an issue. Just do something different. Or he can come back for it, and that's a feud. But if you give him that video package with the dead guy and his kid, give him the damn belt.
Indeed. That's the end of the show. How do you usually close these out?
Like, share, subscribe, as per always, since you're already here anywho. My battery is dying on the Instagram and the Twitter, just lose a G. But this guy, famous YouTuber, Jimmy Macram, he reviews like everything, just about. Sometimes I'm on there too, so give him a follow.